Shopping Mall is a 1986 American techno horror, co-written and directed by Jim Wojnarowski, produced by Julie Corman, and starring, you'll never hear from them again. It focuses on three high-tech security robots turning maniacal and killing teenage employees inside a shopping mall after dark. That's a fantastic story. They should make a movie out of it. It was originally titled Killbots, but they changed the name to Chopping Mall because people didn't react to it well. And in the years since its release, Chopping Mall has gone on to develop a cult following and been subjected to film criticism for its perceived themes of human consumption and excess during the Reagan era in the United States. Yeah, I never heard of this film before.
None of that out of it.
Me either. I think that's bullshit.
Yeah. Look, again, another peek behind the curtain. I was stuck in a hotel and they had some random streaming service, and under its selections, you know how you get action, adventure, comedy, romance, they had cult films, and I thought, I'll click on that, see what's in there. Clicked through, got to the C's, and Chopping Mall was there, and something about the title, I just thought, oh, this is going to be a trashy horror like I don't know, not Friday the 13th, but even worse, you know, like those real Z-grade slashers, you know, Prom Night 2, Hello Mary Lou, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And put it on. And honestly, this is I thought it was one of the best films I've seen in a long time. I had a blast. Fun. Start to finish, it was completely stupid. It had robots, it had boobs, it had exploding fucking heads, it had lasers fucking people up. It was just so brilliantly shit. It had huge titties. It was brilliantly shit. I had a fucking riot. Hence why I thought I want Dan to see this. So enough of my excitement. How did you find it?
I'd never heard of this film before. You said Chopping Mall. I looked it up. I went, fucking heck. I found it. I watched it. And about 20 seconds into it, I was right on board with this motherfucker. It's got killer robots. It's got bad jokes. It's in a mall. It's like an escape from New York. It's got titties. It's teenage sex and drinking beer and monsters coming to kill you. And it's bad, bad, bad. And I loved it.
Yeah. Awesome. 10 out of 10.
It's got titties. It's got killer robots. What the fuck else do you want? Got security guards leaning back and looking at Penthouse. Oh, look at that. Oh, titties.
Yeah. I just, you know, and like the whole opening sequence, it was like, what's happening? It was real quick. It jumped straight in. And like, it was the advertisement for the robots, wasn't it? That was the start. And then they were trying to sell the robots to the mall. Like essentially there's three security robots, kind of like a cross between RoboCop and Johnny Five from Short Circuit is the best way I can put it, and maybe the Daleks a little bit as well.
Looks exactly like Johnny Five, just about.
Yeah, it's just the same wheels and stuff, just a bit fatter. And they're supposed to patrol the mall at night, and they don't need security, and there's the staff are asking questions like, oh, how does it know you work there, blah, blah, blah. But they lay everything out. In the first 3 minutes of this film, it gives you all the rules for what's going to come. They essentially say, here's the mall. It's going to lock down at 12 midnight and you can't get out. And these three robots are going to patrol the mall. And enter teenage sex fiends. You know,
They're gonna have a party in the mall. Because where else would you go?
and roll film. You know, like it's brilliant. And there's like totally sexist 80s guys being pigs. And like the scene where the dude's fucking chewing gum. I fucking hated him from the start. And he's off. He goes to talk to his girlfriend in her store or whatever she worked, the clothes shop. And he's just macking on her, like I don't know. He says some line about how they're going to be fucking later, and then like
Dad's standing there.
Yeah, on his shoulder, the dad's there, and the dad's just like, okay, very good. First he's mad, you think he's going to react, then he's like, oh, you crazy kids. Shucks. See you later.
That opening scene when the bald guy goes, that middle robot looks a bit ethnic. I was like, I'm on board. Sold.
I'm on board. Yeah. Honestly, I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I did. There was no doubt, you didn't feel like it was, like you get films like that just don't work, that are utter crap. But this was just, and not in the so bad it's good, but it was just fun. And you felt the fun. And even when the things, you know, like I wouldn't call the acting top class. I wouldn't call the effects top class. But it was all just
good enough.
Yeah, good enough. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and the soundtrack was actually really fucking good too. Like,
Escape from New York kind of.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like John Carpenter styles on a fucking electronic keyboard. Yeah.
Have you ever watched? Oh God, what was that Thor movie? New Zealander directed with Hulk smash.
Oh, Ragnarok.
Yeah, you watch that movie and all the musical references it's ripping off of, John Carpenter from the 80s and stuff. This is the real deal. This is the movie from that period of time where that sort of shit is ripping off, you know. This is like My Science Project and all those films from the 80s I loved.
Oh, yeah.
Like, cool stuff. Just like, yeah, we're in a high school, we got shotguns and we're going to fuck shit up. You know, that was the 80s. Loved it.
Just, real simple. And, I forgot the point I was going to make there. Carry on. What else? Oh, like, that's right. I can't believe none of us ever heard of this one before. Like, it just kind of jumped out. But it was from
like Night of the Living Dead. That's another one.
Yeah. There's so many other films from that era that our little social circle knew and watched. But I'd never, for this thing, it never hit my radar. And now I'm trying to tell as many people as I can to go and watch Chopping Mall. If you're listening right now in your car, just find this however you can on the internet.
It's got killer robots
on YouTube's.
It's got titties.
Killer robots. It's got titties.
It's got guns.
I've just like, it didn't have, the cliches that you get from 80s horror films or action films. It kind of had them, but it made it made them fun again. Like when the dude's like the chewing gum guy, he's in the the kids are having their party in the furniture store because that's where all the beds are, right? And there's like 6 of them in this party, and 4 of them are just fucking in the bed, and then there's the nerdy kid who's now dating the other nerdy girl's friend or something, right?
The hot girl's nerd friend.
The other girl's nerd friend, that's right. And she was kind of hot too. Anyway, the jock chewing gum guy, whose name I can't remember, who fucking cares? She's trying to get it on with the chick, but she's like, she needs cigarettes, that's the thing, yeah. I need a cigarette for after.
Cigarettes, yeah.
And he's like, he's trying to get the Mac on, and she's like, no, I need the cigarettes. He's like, come on, babe, it's all the way down the hallway or whatever. And so this is the period where the mall hasn't been locked down yet, so staff are still allowed to walk around. The robots have been Oh no, they haven't been activated at this. Yeah, no, that's sorry.
No,
I'm
they've
getting
been
lost.
hit by no, they've been
Yeah,
hit
the
by
lightning.
lightning already, and they've
It's
killed
the
the
Johnny Five effect. Yeah, it's it.
security guard.
Well, before I get to the cigarette guy, let's go back to when the robots
for
get activated.
fuck's sake, what are you talking about?
Yeah, fuck, I'm getting lost.
Are you explaining the whole plot of the movie or what? What are you making a point?
I don't know what my point is. But anyway, he goes to leave, and the lady's like, hey, jock guy, flashes her big, giant 80s boobs. Hurry back. And he's like, okay. And he runs off
You
down.
skipped the security room and you've gone back to
I went
people
back to
in
the
bed.
original
You
one.
make no sense.
I don't.
People can watch the fucking movie.
I'm so excited. I can't control myself.
I got some trivia.
Okay, go. Forget my story. It's not happening. He gets cigarettes and then he dies. Anyway, trivia. Go for it.
A character in the film died. Is that what you're trying to get at?
Well, it was how he died. I thought it was lovely. Anyway.
Yeah, okay. So anyway, this is the same shopping mall that they shot that fight sequence in Commando in. Same shopping mall.
There is. Yeah.
It's also the same shopping mall. Shut up. And it's also the same mall that they shot Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Oh. Is it the one from Wonder Woman 84 as well?
That film could fuck off. No, it wasn't. It's an imposter mall, and that was the whole problem.
So if you
got it wrong.
If you watch this film and enjoy it and you want more of a good time, on YouTube someone's mashed up the Commando mall scene with the chopping mall scene, and it's brilliant.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, cool.
It's.
I was looking this up, going, this is clearly a knockoff of Short Circuit because the robots look the same as Short Circuit robot. It's knocking off. I was also thought, is this also knocking off RoboCop and da 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 da? I looked at it. RoboCop got released a year after this film, and Short Circuit got released the same year. So I don't think they were ripping anyone off. It's just all these ideas happened at once.
You know, in modern day, you get lots of films that are kind of the same. They have the same, you know, you get the two films that are very similar to come out, and that's Chopping Mall and Short Circuit, you know, because the exact same plot device, the lightning hitting the building, brings the robots to life, right? So Short Circuit, Johnny Five is alive. Same thing happens to our Chopping Mall security robots. The lightning hits the roof. I thought it was brilliant. The three robots are on their little platform, and they haven't been activated. And the lightning hits the building, and the security guards there. Was he eating donuts or something? In front of the screen. And then, like I said, I don't know if they must have had no money, but like the death scene, the little claw that grabs his neck and does nothing, and then it cuts away and he's dead. And then the next security guy just walks in. He's like, "Oh, where's Jim?" Oh, he's like, "Yeah." He just sits down, and then he just instantly dies as well.
He got a phone call. He got a phone call, and he goes, "Who's this? You rang me, you cunt."
Oh dear. Yeah. It's good when a film brings back the joy of film. And you constant listeners might watch this and think we're both insane. But this might be in my top 20 now.
I think for people watching this film born mid-1990s onwards, they might get a bit confused because the women in this film don't have penises. Back in this period of time, women didn't actually have penises. So, just be warned. It's going to be a little shocking. There's no bulges in their panties. And their titties are real.
Wow. No, they're not.
I was looking for scars. I didn't see scars on big boobs.
Did you go the high def edition, did you? Pausing it?
I don't think there's a high def version of this. Apparently it was caught in a legal angle, and when they re-released it, it was mastered off a VHS tape.
Oh yeah, that makes perfect. That probably makes it look better.
It just gives it the authentic 80 feel. Yeah.
Okay, look, and also here's a connection that I really appreciated. The I don't know the actor's name, but the janitor who gets electrocuted, this is the guy from Gremlins.
Yeah.
He dies in Gremlins too. Yeah.
There's a lot of film references in this. They go into a gun store called Peckinpah's, where the director is Sam Peckinpah.
Oh yeah.
You'll see
Love
there's the
guns.
names of directors and films everywhere in there, plays on them. And apparently they took influence from 3 different movies and they cast the actors from those movies in them. And the janitor you're talking about is a guy named Dick something or other, and he was in one of those movies. So yeah.
There you go.
That whole thing about him cleaning up the mess and the other 2 guards come along and laugh at him, it was all like pointless shit other than we're going to kill someone. The scene where the showing how the robot's working, you got 2 completely random characters rolling their eyes in the audience who never come back again, all that kind of shit, but it's all just fun and silly and it works.
3 girls in a air vent system that's overheating, so they're getting all sweaty. And then that one fucking panics.
Classic.
Oh, I've got to go and check on this guy. And she's dead. Just die.
There's a lot of the robots are about to shoot someone down and then they just decide to pause for a bit and not fight anymore. Oh, the funniest bit in the movie. God, had me rolling. When the big hero guy is fighting the robots and they've been shooting it and it's still not dead, and then he hops in the world's slowest golf cart and drives into it at about 1 kilometer an hour and it explodes.
Jesus. Yeah.
Film perfection. And he dies doing it.
Yep. And then was it all the lead-based paint, whatever, to get the one at the end?
And the girl who just sort of stands there screaming in front of the robots, and then they turn around and shoot her. And good lord!
Yeah,
we could have seen her naked a bit more. That's one of my regrets of the film.
Biggest can't be choosers. We got action, we got titties, we got guns, we got heads exploding, we got a sweet soundtrack. It's hard to fault. It is hard to fault.
Hour and 15 minutes long, the version I watched. It just rips by. Doesn't fuck around.
Quality. Yeah. And did you last through the credits? Did you switch it off? So best, how like at the end of films they show the actors' names and they have a shot of them sort of smiling mid-scene and they pause it and then their name's on screen.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of Chopping Mall was that brilliant scene where the big-breasted lady gets her head disintegrated. They have the actress and her name comes up, but they've just got her head fully exploded and it pauses like like that with her name on the screen.
Yeah, I saw that bit. I thought you meant after the credits.
No, that's what I mean. It's brilliant. That was genius.
Yeah, I enjoyed that moment too. It could have freeze framed on her boobs. That's another option.
Hey,
let's face it, she was there to show her boobs, wasn't she? That was her role, boob woman.
80s slasher movie, those are the rules. You have a bad guy that's almost hard to defeat. They die and they come back, and you've got you have sex, you're going to die. But then you have the slut, the term we're not allowed to use anymore, but you have a promiscuous young girl who shows her boobs.
You know what you can't have anymore is a fat guy sitting in the restaurant yells at the waitress, more butter. Fat phobia. I was disgusted. Oh my God.
Yeah. Just watch Chopping Mall and live your life.
Yeah. And the lack of feminine penises. Disgusting.
Yeah. It reminds me of, I don't know why it's reminding me of. No, I'll save that for my double feature. That's okay. I'll leave that.
Oh my god. Yeah, did I think of a double feature? Well, I might have written it down. I think I remembered.
Yeah. Any more trivia hidden away in there?
It's produced by Roger Corman. Wrote it.
Yeah.
I looked up the director. The director's gone on to direct about 2 to 4 movies a year ever since this came out. Each one better than the last.
Oh, I'm sure.
He basically makes movies about women trapped on an alien planet, and they have to have a shower scene and a fight in the shower with their tits out. That's basically what his movies are.
Okay.
And he even had the posters of his own movies on the wall in this film, promoting them. All titty movies.
Oh.
God bless him. Bless his heart.
Yeah. Right. Well, look, I've just read that Jim Wynorski, is that the director?
Yeah.
What? He's planning a spin-off to Chopping Mall entitled Killbots. And James Wan of Saw fame
yeah,
is attached.
Jesus.
There you go. That was as of today. How fucking topical are we?
Wow. We're on the cutting edge of all news, really.
We're on the chopping edge.
Yeah. I mean, widely regarded as the most trustworthy source of information on the internet. So, yeah, just another example of us on the ball there. Reading out an article we just read on the internet on a podcast that's going to be released in a month's time from now.
Yeah. And to put it out there for the Google bots, if a Chopping Mall series is made or another film, I'm on board. All right? Like, I'm fully on board. So just get it done.
Apparently, there's always been talk of a sequel because the original did make money and it did get a big audience on VHS, and they thought, oh, let's do it, but it's never quite come about. They've tried in the past, but no. Possibly waiting for the breast to get larger.
Wow, that's true. Have you seen the poster for Chopping Mall, where shopping costs you an arm and a leg?
Mm-hmm.
It's not really like, it's got Chopping Mall, dripping blood, and then there's like a big shopping bag it's got a head in it. Okay, I get that. But then it's being carried by this robotic zombie hand, which does not appear in the film in any way.
Nope.
The Killbots don't have arms.
No, it's the poster looks like a horror film. It looks like Critters or something like that from the era.
Yeah, that's it.
And this is more of a Escape from New York and that kind of a thing.
It's more sci-fi than horror, isn't it?
Yeah, it's more of an action film, isn't it?
Yeah, it sits well with. Do you remember that? Christopher Lambert to us Kiwis. Oh God, what was it called? He was in prison, and they had that
Escape from Epsilon.
No, that was Ray Liotta.
Fortress or something?
Yeah, that's the motherfucker. Fortress. Just crap 80s sci-fi action, but so good. Yeah. Maybe that's a future episode too.
Yeah, the marketing obviously.
It's you could see
slightly
this
misleading.
Is just direct to video. This is you're going down to the local Video Easy, and you're trying to pick 7 weeklies from the horror section and VHS for $4 to take home for a week.
Roger Corman, obviously, sort of the king of sleazy movies. Kill, Faster Pussycat, and all that kind of stuff, and basically titty movies.
That's not Roger Corman. You're thinking of Russ Meyer, dude.
Oh, that was Rusma. Wow, Roger
Yeah.
Corman, a Toxic Avenger and shit like that.
Yeah, that sounds better. I don't even know if he was Toxic Avenger, but I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
He did like lots of monster movies and shit. Anyway.
And obviously, was a former alum was James Gunn. He's gone big in Hollywood now. Used to work for him, and Wojnarowski obviously never. People don't know James Gunn used to be a bit of a sleaze. Well, he still is. Made sleazy stuff to start off with.
Mm. Well,
Are we done with this one?
about this. Yeah, well, look, it's just brilliant. I think we should let's double feature it, shall we? Go down to the local video store. You're allowed to pick. Your mum says you're allowed to pick 2 for the weekend, Daniel. And but she says one of them must be chopping more.
Yeah.
And you get to choose the other one.
I don't understand what we're doing because usually we do a double feature and you've changed the format. Oh, I'm confused. I don't know what's happening. My small brain can't keep up.
In order, so they're not going to understand what you're doing.
I picked 2.
Feature.
I picked 2 because I thought that you'd struggle with this and hadn't put any thought into it. And I thought if you said one, I'll say the other one. So you want you go first. What are you going to double feature this with?
Okay, well, I've got 2 as well. I'm gonna go with the aforementioned Fortress, just because I think that sits pretty well with it too. Yeah. Well, maybe I'm just going to stick with Fortress. Yeah, I'm just going to stick with Fortress. Just one. Just leave it there.
Why don't you say both of them?
All right. Well, I was thinking Weird Science as well. You remember that? Kind of forgotten 80s film.
Well, I mentioned Weird Science earlier. Yeah, terrific film.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fortress and Weird Science. I've got 2. So I'm going to say Commando and RoboCop.
Oh, RoboCop. Yeah, I think solid. Commando for the mall connection, obviously.
Yes. Yeah.
And being an 80s classic as well.
And RoboCop because it's got boobs in it.
Yes. And it's got boobs and a guy getting totally obliterated by shotgun pellets. So it's kind of like the lady's head. Did you see that coming? I did not see that coming. That I
saw something else coming.
I went from enjoying the film with robots coming to life, people dying, to her head exploding, to me going, I am fucking 100% on board with this film right now. Like, I guffawed out loud and clapped and was just filled with joy at her head exploding unexpectedly in such a fashion.
I don't know. That middle robot looks a bit ethnic to me.
So you're in way.
I was looking at the robots afterward thinking, I think he meant Asian.
Yeah. Genius.
That second robot was a bit Asian. So on IMDb, the cold-hearted bastards gave it a 5.6. Fuck off.
No.
Immature. Someone said 9. Unreal circumstances, predictability, corny phrases, partial nudity. What more could you ask for? Terrific. Great review.
Like that
7.
guy. Yeah.
Delightfully trashy and doesn't overstay its welcome. Yep. Someone gave it a 4. Cool title. Mediocre movie. Fuck off.
Ugh.
And some idiot said 4. Hilarious B movie. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, he probably likes that movie.
Hilarious. Can't say. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I'm going to give it 8 exploding boobs out of 10. That's 4 pairs of titties.
Look, for the sheer joy, I'm giving it 9.2 exploding heads out of 10. Unexpected exploding heads out of 10. Just look, on repeated viewings, it might become less awesome, but this is the first film that's made me just be stoked on watching a film in ages. So, yeah, I'm giving it a 9.2.
I'm going to give it 8. Waitress, more butter.
More butter. You know what this food needs? It needs more butter.
More butter.
Yeah, perfect. Oh, I think we've outdone ourselves. That was another perfect episode. That makes
Yes.
87 in a row. I don't know how we do it.
There will never be a downward slope.
All right, you want to tell Eric to end the episode?
Couldn't they? Why didn't they just go up to the roof in Chopping Mall too? Like, do you think the roof would have been locked, or just up some stairs, and then the robots wouldn't have been able to get them?
Pussies from the year 2020 would have tried to escape onto the roof and call for help and shit like that, or get on their cell phones. But real men in the 80s went to the gun store.
Gun shop.
Said, I've seen Dirty Harry. Let's fuck these robots up. Yeah.
And did they even once go to the phone lines? I don't think they did they?
Look, I'm going to tell you, in the 80s, there was no soy. You know? There was no fucking gluten-free. You just broke into a store, stole a gun, and went murdering. That's how you solve problems in the 80s. Fuck yeah.
True. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I've been misgendered.